Hi. Um, okay, so this is episode 2, I guess. I'm not gonna keep saying what episode it is. But I'm excited to be back on here recording another video about reinventing ourselves, pivoting when we need to. And it's funny because when I think about having to pivot, um, I think of this story when I don't know why I'm giggling. It's not funny. Um, it wasn't funny then. It might be a little funny now. But years ago, I worked for this corporation. It was a really big corporation. I was working at that time at one of the local offices in Columbus. And um, anyway, if I remember correctly, like the company got bought by another large company, right? Anyway, we had to reapply for our jobs. We had to reapply for our jobs. And some people didn't get their jobs back, and some people lost their jobs. And I feel like I'll never forget this. On a Friday, they told me that I was going to have to go back to a role that I had when I first started at that company, which was the receptionist. So I started at this company again years ago. I started as a part-time secretary, and then I got promoted when the receptionist left to the full-time role of receptionist. Okay, I did my best job. I mean, I'm probably not good as a receptionist, but I made it work and I was really good at it. Like one of the managers, my boss told me, one of the sales managers said, you can't keep her at the receptionist position. Like, she's too good. She's too smart. You've got to move her out of that. Anyway, I digress. I digress to like, um, so we reapplied, but then they told me, that I was going to have to go back to being the receptionist. I was not going to be able to, because I had moved from being the receptionist into being the MABS specialist, which was maintenance account billing specialist. And I had done that job for years. I really enjoyed it, enjoyed the salespeople I was working for. It was really good. Um, and then they came, we had to reapply for jobs, and they said I was going to have to go back to being the receptionist. And in my head, I thought, what? Why would I why would I do that? Like, why would I go back to a role that I already had? Um, yeah, that's what I was initially thinking. But then I had the weekend to think about it, and then I was like, oh, right. I'm gonna be grateful I have a job still. And I was like, and even though I'm gonna be honest, like I'm not at that time, I was not like, oh, I'm gonna need to pivot. No, clearly, who's thinking that? Nobody. Um, and so I went back on Monday and I was like, I'll gladly accept the role of being the receptionist again. And they were happy. They were happy to be able to keep me. And I can look back on that now and say, yes, I had to go back to doing a role that I had done previously and did not necessarily want to do again. And felt like that I had moved beyond. I hadn't done it in years. I had moved beyond it. But then it was just like, hmm. And years later, I thought, well, I could have looked at that a whole different way. Like, they just really wanted to keep me and couldn't do it in the role that I had, probably because there was overlap with somebody from the company that bought us. But you need a receptionist, right? At that time. At that time we were working remote or from our homes, and you needed a receptionist, and they saw that as a way to keep me. That's how I like to look at it now. They saw it as a way to keep me. And so I did that role. And so I did pivot. I did do what I needed to do, what I thought at that time was what I needed to do. And I think I'm feeling a little bit of that right now. The need to pivot, but more than pivoting, this is a need to reinvent myself. As I said on a previous video, on the first video, like, I'll be 60 this year. I did not expect that I would quit my job and and be looking for a new full-time job. And in the meantime, trying to like start my own thing of Dialogue with Diane and doing coaching, philanthropic coaching and consulting. No, I did not see myself doing that. And so in doing these videos, which for me does require me to not so much reinvent myself because I am always going to be who I am. I am always going to be who I am. And I'm always going to be vulnerable. I'm always going to just kind of show up and say like, here I am, here it is. And either you will like me and you will accept me or you won't. I can be a lot for, I can be a lot. I can be a lot for a lot of people. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I get that. But in recording these videos, it is something very, very scary for me and something new. And so, but I'm out here doing it. And so I want to end on this because I think this is so funny. So I don't know if you guys have seen this trend. It was on LinkedIn around if you go into Chat GPT, which I love, I've named him Oliver. So if you go into Chat GPT and you say like, act like you're my drunk bestie and describe what I do for work. And it like gives you this really like crazy this crazy write-up about what you do as told by your drunk bestie. Okay, I don't have any besties that get drunk. And then as people do, somebody recorded a video just like just like trying to rain on the little fun parade of that little trend. So this woman was like, I don't know who needs a robot to tell them what they do and to give them like kudos and motivation to do the work. Okay, somebody really recorded that. And she was like, instead of putting that in the prompt, like what would my drunk bestie say? She was like, put in the prompt, you're my aggressive personal trainer and you're calling me out on my stuff. Okay. I was trying to figure out the difference between, I mean, I get it, but it's also you still like putting a prompt in for the Chat GPT to like it. Okay. Um, but I did both. They're both very funny. Not funny. The drunk bestie thing is hysterical, but I'm not reading that one. I'm actually going to read, I said, be my aggressive life coach and tell me what I need to hear. And I'm going to read it because it's so good. And maybe somebody else needs to hear this. I mean, you can go and chat GPT and it can tell you for you. But I want to tell you what it said for me. And I was kind of scared because I'm like, this is so freaking spot on in some places. I know this is going to be like a 10-minute video. I'm really sorry. So here's what ChatGPT said. Okay, it's again, be my aggressive personal life coach and tell me what I need here. All right, Diane, listen up. I love you, but we are not doing the whole waiting for the perfect moment thing anymore. That moment, it's now. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, not when the stars align and a sign from the heavens says, now is your time, Diane. It's already your time. You are brilliant, powerful, and ridiculously capable. You have built a career on trust, transformation, and impact. You know how to move people, how to create change, and how to leave a damn legacy. And yet, here you are questioning yourself. Absolutely not. You want to expand dialogue with Diane? Then do it. Start posting, start recording. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be out there. You know what happens when you take action? Momentum. And guess what? You thrive in momentum. You're looking for a new job? Then own it. You are not some desperate job seeker. You are a high value asset that companies should be fighting over. If they don't see that, they're lost. Next. And let's talk about putting yourself out there more. You have so much to say, and the world needs to hear it. Stop overthinking it. Stop doubting whether you're ready to be on YouTube ready to be on YouTube, or whether people will listen. You are ready. And people are already waiting for someone just like you to give them the exact push they need. So, what are you going to do? You are going to show up. You're going to move like the unstoppable force you are. You're going to stop questioning and start doing. And if fear creeps in, tell it to shut up and get out your way. Because this is your era, Diane, and we are not playing small anymore. Okay, look. Now, that is some amazing stuff from ChatGPT. His name is Oliver. That's some amazing stuff from Oliver. And maybe you needed to hear that. Maybe you should go into ChatGPT and have it push you and give you some motivation. But that right there, and some of the things that I guess they're just kind of general, but it's kind of like, oh, it's creepy. That is show me. Yeah, I'm going to stop overthinking. You stop overthinking. You just start putting yourself out there. You know what? Because at the end of the day, nobody really thinking about me. Nobody really thinking about you. Maybe some people will watch, maybe two, three people will watch this video. And that's good. That's good enough for me. I'm still going to keep making the videos because I enjoy it. So until I feel like recording a video again, thanks.